Welcome back to the Horse Sport Ireland podcast. On today's episode, we are speaking to one of Ireland's up-and-coming show jumpers. He's only 23, but he's already won double gold at the Young Rider Europeans in 2023 and has launched himself into the senior rankings, jumping double clear to help Ireland win the Nations Cup in Le Ball.
I have such faith in the horse that he'll stay jumping clear as long as I let him. So as long as I do my own job, he'll do his job.
Seamus Hughes Kennedy, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me now.
Seamus, it's great to have you on. It's been a big year for you. How are you feeling about it all?
It's great to be able to move up a level now and to jump with all the senior ranks and to have the horse prove what we thought of him anyway, that we always thought that he belonged up there, and for him to, it's one thing thinking it, but for him to actually jump and to go do it, then it's great to be able to be a part of his journey anyway. So I'm happy out now.
Yeah, and I mean, like, stepping into the senior teams, you obviously jumped on teams at underage level, but stepping up into that senior rankings can be a bit of a whirlwind. Have you had like a chance to sort of take it all in, or are you just kind of riding the roller coaster?
Yeah, I suppose we're trying to take it all in, do it step by step, and got to do a few of the 3 and 4 star cups at the end of last year, and to try get herself in the mixes of all the teams, but to be able to move up to 5 star, it's been a long journey, but been a great journey at the same time. So it's amazing to be up there and doing it all.
Enjoying it so far. You grew up in a family where sort of horses are a huge part. What was that like for you as a kid?
Yeah, I suppose my sisters would have been big into it now, and my mum would have always been breeding herself and having the odd few horses. She used to do a lot with my granddad back in the day, Seamus Hughes. She used to love buying and selling younger horses and stuff, so she actually has a great eye for horses too, so it's great to have her there as well with us. And yeah, all my cousins and everyone used to ride to some sort of level anyway, so doing pony club and all that stuff and a bit of hunter trialing and hunting was great to fall in love with it anyway, so it was a great upbringing too around them.
Was there a pressure to ride, or was it always just natural for you to want to get on a horse?
There was pressure at the start, I'd say, when maybe I wasn't as good for a while as the rest of them there at the kind of pony club, trotting around the barrel lessons. I used to always complain about getting a sore back trotting around them, but then once I started hunter trialing and doing the minimus, I kind of really got a taste for that then. And once I started doing that when I was 10 or 11, then they couldn't really keep me off a pony then. So it was, I suppose from then on, then I was mad into it. So it's been it. Yeah.
Do you remember like a first time when you thought, like, this is something that I kind of want to do seriously, or maybe go full time at it, or how did that sort of pan out?
Well, when I first wanted to start riding, it was when my sister was actually doing the minimus, Izzy, and she was always great at winning all the under 10 classes and everything in the 12-2s. So then I rode her pony 2 weeks before 2 weeks out from the minimus. I decided I wanted to ride again. So then I got going and went there to the minimus, and the pony wasn't a fan of rustic barrels, and first fence was a rustic barrel, so I got thrown off at that fence, and then Izzy went to ride it then a few after me and got her over that fence, but then the second fence is also a rustic barrel, so threw her off at that one. But then after that, then we bought a pony then off Dundee and started riding and doing hunter trials, and that's kind of how it all started going then. So yeah, no, it's been great ever since, ups and downs, but yeah.
Was there any competition between you and your siblings?
I suppose I'd be 2 years older than her, so I was always kind of one kind of level above. Like if I'd be in 13-2s and she was 12-2s, and then I moved up with 14-2s and that. But we all helped each other anyway a good bit, and try keep each other going. And now Annie, my youngest sister, she's jumping in Dublin this year, so she's a great pony. It's a touch of magic now. That he's won the 12-2 main arena in the past and also been placed there a few times, so it'd be great to get her in Dublin and try to get her in the main ring after the Aga Khan and to try win the final. It's looking forward to that.
Big stage for small people, I guess. But it's great to have that sort of camaraderie that you have and competitive drive for each other as well as for yourself.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant now. So, yeah.
You've come through the HSI youth programs. We had Dennis Flannelly and Liz Brennan on a previous episode, and they were speaking about their plans for the future. But you are sort of a graduate of those underage, pony junior young rider programs. What role do you think that they played in your development, or do they play in these young athletes' development?
Yeah, I think they're great anyway to get a grasp of everything and to be able to deal with the pressures, like jumping on those pony teams and junior and young rider teams. They're great to be able to cope with pressure and kind of nearly, if you can get a good result out of it as well, to help you grow your confidence, because a lot of riding is kind of nearly mental, and if you can try get a good strong mental head during those stages anyway, I think it's a great step up. And with all the training and people around Ireland at the moment and the better horses, people are holding on to them a lot more and stuff. I think Ireland is really becoming a country to reckon with out in Europe and everything. I think all the young riders and everything coming up the way, I think it's a brilliant country to be from and to be able to grow up in and to have the horses from here as well. So it's all been a great journey with all the classes up to this stage now.
Yeah, as you said yourself, we're kind of becoming a nation, or we are a nation to be a force to be reckoned with on those European championships, with medals coming home from, across all age categories. Is there a coach or a moment or something that has stood out for you from your underage teams?
Yeah, I suppose who's always really been there for me now has been Ger O'Neill. He's been a great help from when he first kind of started really helping us. He always would have given us a hand beforehand, but would have been when I went to the 7-year-old World Championships with Cosgrange Cavadora, where she went on to win back 6 years ago now, actually. But he knew the mare. He rode her a bit as the year before as a 6-year-old, and was actually fourth in the final there in Lannican too, just missing out on a medal. But he's been a great hand to try, get us mentally ready for it and to bring a level of professionalism. And Jim, his father, was always a big help to me as well in ponies, and got on very well with Mum, and we could be leaving Cavan Equestrian at like 11 or half 11 at night after jumping the 14-2s, and Mum might ring up Jim and we'd get home before we'd even realise we, travelled there. It'd be 3 hours home or 3.5 hours home, and he'd stay on the phone to her. And then other people have been a big help along the way, like Dennis Flannelly gave me a hand in the ponies with the Cosgrange Cavaladam a bit there, and then when Coolmore went on to acquire her and win lots of gold medals as well, and that actually very much helped us to set up into the yard we've become today as well, with being able to get young horses like ESI Rocky and ESI Ali and all those into the yard the year following. And it's all been just lots of people that help us along the way, and it's a great country as well. Everyone wants to make better of each other, so it's a great mindset in Ireland with theirs as well.
Yeah, as you said, like it's hugely important to have these people behind you, surrounding yourself with these good people that you can ring at all hours of the day and night and talk through the plans. I guess we can't move away from your underage career without mentioning the double gold in 2023 with ESI Rocky. Talk us through that week. That must have been magical. Yeah, no, it was a brilliant week. I suppose we were very much underdogs at that Europeans, because now I knew the horse was brilliant and he had it in him, but he'd done very little up to that stage. And Kieran
James Kiernan, I was very thankful to him to actually let me go, because it was a bit of a gamble on his part as well. He didn't really know the horse. Not many people really knew the horse, but he seen it jump in Mullingar, and we told him we wanted to bring him and that he could do it, and he trusted us enough to bring him. And James doing everything in his winning many Aga Khans and stuff. He could see the potential in Rocky as well, so that was brilliant for him to have the confidence in us. And yeah, it was a very long week in Italy. It was very hot, and it was very much an endurance week to get through it all. But Rocky is so much fighting him, and he's very blood, and he ended up able to stay fresh enough the whole week, when many other horses through the last round, the last day, were kind of making faults everywhere. He stayed very good and very consistent the whole week, and it was good enough anyway to win the gold. So it was great. And then the rest of the team as well were brilliant out there too. We think we ended up 16 faults ahead of any other team or something that year. Now we finished on the faults we started the first day with, so on 1.5 faults or something, or 2.5 faults. So it was, it was a great team to be a part of. Everyone helped each other the whole way. There was Dennis there, Ger O'Neill, Greg Broderick and Cian O'Connor, helping Reese, myself, Niamh McAvoy and Max Watchman, and then also Kieran Allen there, who was number 5 that year, but he was helping us the whole week as well. So it was a great week and a great place, a great team to be a part of that week. So yeah.
Wow, yeah, you really had ammunition to fire in any direction needed. Look, we've touched on them a few times. Tell us a little bit about ESI Rocky, your sort of partner in crime the last number of years.
Yeah, no, I remember the first time we loose schooled him as a 3-year-old, actually, out at home with my mum and actually Cian Goggins as well, who was with us at the time. And we thought he looked a very good horse at that stage. And I suppose then we just, it's a long time. That was back in 2018, August of 2018. So, it's 2025 now. So it's a lot of time gone by. But yeah, we always knew he had the potential. Sometimes, we knew he had the potential. We just had to stay trying to improve bits or whatever, and try gain experience mostly. And I learned a lot. I was learning a lot at the time, so I was very green myself to, he has a lot of character, the horse. So it took me a lot of time as well, and I learned an awful lot from him trying to bring him up to this stage too. So there's plenty of times where I might have been pulling out my hair, where I didn't know what to do, but I just kind of stayed trudging on and stayed moving forward, and not to let anything that didn't go to plan get me too down, because always once I stayed going, always, maybe whether it be a few weeks or a few months later, it always seemed to work out afterwards. So once I could just stay going, not get too hung up, it all
keep thinking bigger picture.
Yeah, bigger picture. Yeah.
And you mentioned he's like quite a big character, and there was days. What were some of the challenges you faced with him? Obviously, you've mentioned both being inexperienced. Was there particular days that you thought, "Gosh, I don't know where we're going to go next"?
Yeah, I suppose he's a very big horse, and I've grown over the years now, but I was also very small as a junior and stuff. So he was very big. He had loads of blood about him, and for a while he was quite hard to get my leg around him a bit and to try sit deep into the saddle, because he just wanted to he jump across the fence maybe a bit too much, but he'd all the scope, and he just found it very easy all the time. So it was for him to try get him to pay attention to get the basic stuff better, and to try get his dressage, his flat work better as well, because we were definitely struggling for a while just to get the flat work down. But like in Rome this year, he was, to ride him out the first day, he was a dream to ride around, and then to flat work before the competitions, and then first day he was so easy, and he's come on like many people who kind of seen him and knew the horse, like Cian around was saying that how much the horse actually looks like he's grown up himself, and I'd like to think I've grown up a bit too now to
And it just takes time, doesn't it, for both horse and rider?
Yeah, no, definitely. And sure, he's only 10 himself, so he's still relatively a young horse, and it's been great.
Future is bright, I guess. You mentioned Nations Cup in Laval. What was that moment like? Because you've described this journey that you've been on together and your different, peaks and pits to finally get to that 5-star Nations Cup.
Yeah, it, it was definitely a long road, and it was we were told we could go to the individuals in Rome. He told us as well that we could go to Laval, but it was a bit chancy whether I'd be on the team or not. So whether I'd be 4 or 5, so I knew I had to try do good in the Grand Prix in Rome, and it was actually a big help from Eleonora from the Young Rider Academy to stay asking Michael as well, because they have they're kind of Italian Swiss, the Young Rider Academy guys, and they they had big connections with Rome and really wanted as many of their riders to go there as possible. So, and then Michael also gave us trust to go there too. So I knew if I could keep everything good in Rome, that there was a chance I could be on the team in Laval. So for him to jump double clear in that Grand Prix and clear in the qualifier, I knew it gave us a big chance to go there, and it also gave us a lot of confidence then to go to Laval too. Another big show in Ireland. Have only won it twice previous, I think. So to go out there and to win it for a third time for Ireland, and to be part of such a great team with the likes of Bertram Allen and Cian O'Connor and then Tom Watchman as well. So it was and then Shane as well on the sidelines, but he was a great help to be around there and see how he works everything, and to talk to him and stuff. It was a great team as well to be a part of there.
Yeah, you're really kind of mixing it with all generations, I guess. Was there anything you weren't expecting sort of from the experience? Like, was there nerves or pressure, or, you've been on other teams, but this was slightly different. Was there anything that cropped up that you weren't expecting?
Well, I wasn't really expecting, I suppose, a lot of people. I wasn't expecting Hermitage Cologne to knock a fence for us to win now. So we were all gearing up for a jump off. And like it was, to be able to jump around that ring, a ring of such history as well. And Bertram really pulled it out of the bag to jump double clear before us, and I suppose it just gave me the kind of I knew it was possible anyway. Yeah. So to go out and then Tom to pull out such a good clear round in the second round as well, to just have the double clear for Ireland anyway, it was great. And then Cian to hold it all together in the first round and jump another clear with Bentley. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better day anyway. So
did it make it sweeter being with Rocky, the kind of journey you've been on?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely made it good that it was with Rocky, and for him to jump double clear himself, I would have been delighted with, but just to actually get the win in the end, it was great. Now it really just held a bit of cherry on the cake, or whatever you call it now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I guess there's possibly, and maybe you don't feel it, there's possibly a bit of expectation from people, given your success and having watched you progress through these different rankings and different stages. How do you deal with that sort of pressure?
I suppose just try not to take too much heat from it. Like, I know the horse very well, and he knows the way I ride too. And once we just have all our homework done about, how we can make things better, and once I can just stay in position and keep him out of trouble, like not to put him in bad old distances or whatever. I have such faith in the horse that he'll stay jumping clear as long as I let him. So as long as I do my own job, he'll do his job nearly all the time too. So I suppose just stay with doing what we're doing, and just
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's not broke, don't fix it.
And have you certain things that you try to do before you go in to jump in these big classes to kind of get your head in the right space? Are there certain, processes you have?
I suppose just once we're very solid, once we're very solid with our course walk, and we have a good plan heading into the ring, and it's just once we're very definite about what we're doing, usually ends up quite good. And once I can just keep my head clear and not eat too close to the class, so my stomach doesn't get to throat now. Yeah, it's usually good. So yeah, just stay hydrated in them hot countries, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. We recently learned about Michael Blake bringing in Bob Rotella as to kind of join with the Irish show jumping team. And I believe last week there was sort of the first sort of call with him. For people who aren't aware who Bob Rotella is, he's probably one of the most prominent psychologists in the sports industry. Rory McIlroy being one of his clients. How was that experience? What was that like?
Yeah, no, it was great to get a couple insights from him, and we only just did one session with him, and there was plenty of us in the call. But yeah, no, it was great to listen to some of the points he made, like how, even though some of us, we might compete against each other to get on the teams, that once we can, just try be the best that we can be and help the people around us, so then we can also rise to the level to try get that, just kind of things like that. And I thought it was very interesting. He had great points about things, and about trying to grow our own confidence and stuff too, and all that. And yeah, no, it was great, and look forward to maybe a few more sessions or whatever that we can be a part of. But it's all just early kind of doors as well.
If we think more future down the line, what are the goals, sort of, even let's say for the rest of this year? Where do you see yourself hopefully out competing? What's the plan?
Well, I suppose our next goal is the European Championships. They're 2 weeks out now, 2.5 weeks out. To try head out to La Coruña, and we have a great team heading there with the likes of Cian, Bertram, Dara Kenny, and Daniel Coyle. So they're also great people to learn from as well, from being with them for a week and seeing how they process a championship. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing if we can stand up and do our job out there. And I think it's a great team. We could hopefully try medal from there, but we'll just try to do our best anyway and see what we can get done. But no, I'm really looking forward to that, our first senior championships. So, and then after that, I suppose it all stems from that, how that goes. And there's, other horses at home we have to try get going with. But, that's kind of the main objective at the moment. So we'll go there and worry about stuff afterwards, kind of.
Sounds like a good plan. One show at a time, or one step at a time. I guess if we think more long term, have you got a horse or something that you're like kind of most excited about over the next coming years and building your string?
We have some very, very nice young horses at home now. We're very lucky with the facilities we have here, that we're able to bring up some young horses. And I suppose the next oldest horse that I'm really looking forward to bringing up and to bring to some of these bigger shows, and maybe for next year, would be Ger O'Neill, an 8-year-old Diamond horse who I actually had away in Rome and had in La Ball too. And he jumped lots of clears in ranking classes out there, and he got to win one of the Grand Prix qualifiers in Balmoral. He's only 8 years old at the moment. And then my mare Cusgrange Cavadora, she's been breeding very well. So we have a very nice 7-year-old mare Cava from her. Then we have a lovely 6-year-old and a 5-year-old stallion out of her too. And I think those horses can be great. I think she's breeding brilliantly, and she's a very good mare to have now, because I think we're going to have great horses in the future from her. So I suppose it's all a big long process as well, and a big waiting game once we can just kind of have them going well enough until we can try bring them up to the bigger sport. But at the moment they look like they have the potential anyway to do great things. So I suppose we'll see in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, look, it's exciting times, and it takes time to build the strength and depth. It's lovely to have Rocky up the top of the level, but you have to keep, I guess, thinking of the future. Look, Seamus, it's been so lovely chatting to you, hearing your story, and I'm sure no doubt we'll be seeing your name up in lights over the next number of years, and we'll be cheering you on. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks very much, Melody, for having me. Thank you.
If you would like to find out more about what we've covered in this episode, you'll find notes, links and more in the description area of this podcast. Do remember to press follow for our show so you can get the next episode automatically, and do share it with a friend with an interest in the industry. Just tell them to search Horse Sport Ireland on their podcast app. Our podcast today was produced by dustpod.io and brought to you by horsesportireland.ie.